Hello friends, Simon Miller back from my comfy hotel room, and I'm going to be that guy. If you want to figure out why I'm sat in a random space, you're going to have to watch SmackDown Ups and Downs. What a heel turn. But of course we are back to talk about AEW Rampage, and Tony Khan must have woken up one day and thought, you know what, I love championship matches, because the whole thing was for championships. And the first match was for the AAA Mega title, and it was Vikingo taking on Dralistico, taking on Komander. Now, what the flab am I meant to do? I can tell you, I did watch it from this hotel room, and I just spent the whole time going, because I don't understand how any of these three guys do the things that they do. And I know some people don't like this style of wrestling, but I tell you, I need this style of wrestling in my life. I love all styles of wrestling. It's what makes wrestling so damn good. You can just go click and get insanity like this. I mean, we got a slingshot senton, an insane double foot stomp when Komander almost killed Dralistico, a moonsault to the floor, and Vikingo doing an implosion Rana, followed by a Phoenix splash, and he started outside the ring. Even Jim Ross was impressed by this. Good old JR was like, some good wrestling. And look, sure, at one point Komander went to do some kind of springboard and he didn't get it quite right. But if you were talking about percentages here when it comes to success rate, these guys were still up in the high 90s. And they should probably all be in Area 51, because they definitely ain't from planet Earth. Komander was also rope walking, where he did a moonsault and then he followed it up by a 450. So I was just laughing again, because how do you teach yourself to walk the ropes then do a flippy dippy doodah? And just when you thought it had peaked, Vikingo did this mad Hurricane Rana, and given that Jose, the assistant, had set up a table, he did that 630 springboard senton thing right through it as Komander laid on top. Or maybe it was Dralistico. I can't actually remember now. All I remember is watching it and thinking to myself, how do we escalate from here? Like in 10 more years, what are people going to be doing? Because a decade ago, I didn't think we'd be where we are now. The best part of all of it, though, is that after all these incredible maneuvers where, again, it just blows your brain and your brain comes out your ears and flows onto the floor, do you know how it ended? Dralistico went to give the bomb of power to Vikingo, and he went, nope, I'm going to use the most devastating move in all sports entertainment, the surprise roll-up, and he got the three. I was on the floor in tears. So please, if you do have 10 minutes today, go and watch it. I have not done it justice, because there's no way to do it justice. It was just an absolute delight. Bless this kind of sports entertainment up. Amazingly, we then went back in time. Wow. Because we saw some highlights from January where it seemed like Aubrey Edwards was just reffing a Jeff Jarrett match very fairly, but we tied this in to say, oh, that's why Karen Jarrett smashed her with a guitar at Double or Nothing, because they think Aubrey Edwards is corrupt. We were then with Jarrett and friends who were freaking out, thinking they were going to get suspended, when Mark Briscoe walked in. Was hilarious, because Mark Briscoe is hilarious. He said, look, I've talked to Tony Khan, no one's getting suspended, because I need you on the show, because I want to kick your ass. And the major reason for this is because he clearly has something planned, and if I were to make a guess, it's going to be Briscoe and Aubrey Edwards taking on the Jarretts, because Aubrey walked in here when her and Karen started strangling each other. And I watched this, and I thought about it, and I was like, yeah, this is absolutely wonderful. It is goofy wrestling for life. Everybody in this totally gets their roles. We know how great Jeff Jarrett's crew is. Mark Briscoe is just the best. This is phenomenal. This is what we should do with shows that are flying under the radar. To the point, I'm giving it up. When Zack Sabre Jr. had another NJPW TV title defense, I mean, he is all over the place. He's going to rival Orange Cassidy. It was also against Action Andretti, so we knew what the deal was going to be here. Zack Sabre was going to use his technicality, whereas Action Andretti, once again, would be a flippy-dippy doodah guy. Now, I do have to admit, if we are going to find the negative in this show, because they were all title matches, you knew that no belt was going to change hands, but they came up with something that was so damn fun. I talked to the Finger of Power. I don't care. Also, going back to how they were going to approach this match, at the start, Zack applied a wrist lock. So do you know what Action Andretti did? He kind of wiggled his hips, and he did a springboard Rana. Why not? It really did annoy Zack, though, who then decided, all right, well, if you're going to do this, I'm going to try and remove the arm from your body. It was getting a little bit sick at times. I think he actually wanted to do it. He also applied this body scissors. I was like, how do you put your body in these kind of positions? And of course, every time Action tried to get back into this, Sabre would just kick his arm. Although at one point, he got Zack Sabre into like a torture rack position. And do you know what Zack did? He started to strangle him too. So that is 2 attempted murders on Rampage. Serial killers should get into wrestling. It did lead to this awesome poison Rana, but once again, I didn't really buy the near fall for things we've already talked about. When I saw what Action Andretti was going to do, and I was like, Action, I've seen you lose from this position before. Do not do it again. but he's just so damn obsessed with springboards, he needs to stop being a frog. Because of course, when he came off the ropes, he went right into a Zack Sabre armbar, who then just tied up every single one of his limbs, and Andretti had to tap out. But I tell you, not only was this match absolutely superb, but the finish was great. The way they did it and the fact it was so smooth, smoother than my damn head, there's nothing else to do. Give it in up. And it continued too, because it was then Willow Nightingale versus Emi Sakura for the NJPW Strong Women's title. Yes, now we all know the deal with Willow, she was a star anyway, but given the audible that was called after Mercedes Moné did get injured at that event, I really hope she's doing okay, this could be a blessing in disguise because now she's got a championship and the fans already warmed to her, but now they're treating her like a super duper megastar, which she is. Emi Sakura also rocks and she was hilarious here, because when she was getting beat up, she was just, alright, boop, and she poked Willow right in the eye. She then took her to the outside, threw her into Barry Barricade. Now, I can't get mad about it because I'm in a damn hotel. Somebody will knock on the door and say, "Is something wrong with your friend Barry?" And I'd explain to them and they think we were crazy. But it rolls up to like 55 or 56, got written down here. 56. Why is HR not doing anything? Beggars belief. Emi was firing here too, because she hit what kind of looked like a crossroads and a crossbody for a near fall when she decided to go for the most devastating move in all of sports entertainment. But this Nightingale man, she went rah and powered out. Sakura still came back with a Michinoku driver, but this is when Willow was like, nah man, we ain't doing this no more. She pounced her with a pounce, it looked absolutely devastating, gave her this line, smashed her with the power of bomb, the bomb of power. I've absolutely lost it. And she got the 1, 2, 3. So yes, we never actually thought Willow Nightingale was going to lose here, especially because New Japan would be like, no, that's not happening. But I just thought it was a damn good match. It made that title feel better. And Willow, she is climbing that ladder rung by damn rung. Very excited about this. Which is when we got to the end of Rampage in our main event, and it was Shibata taking on Lee Moriarty. And as Lee himself said, he is just living in dream world. He's taken on CM Punk, he's taken on Bryan Danielson, and now he's taken on Shibata. 3 guys in wrestling that at one point were totally out of the business. This was for the Pure Rules title too, and I really do enjoy Pure Rules, because not only do you get the whole 3 rope breaks thing, but you also get a time limit. And like he did a Ring of Honor, Shibata straight away is just like, man, I'm going to apply so many submissions that in around about 12 seconds, you ain't gonna have any rope breaks left. Moriarty had a plan to this though, because he was like, I'm gonna go after your knee, Shibata, which pleased me, just don't go after his head. When from nowhere, the New Japan legend applied a figure 4, and then bam, Lee Moriarty had to use another rope break. It did tie into the third one, which was kind of played off like an accident, but that's why I like this stipulation, because you can give depth to it and give it layers, when Lee was able to apply the Border City stretch. I was like, is he actually gonna tap out Shibata? That's a stupid thing to think, it was never going to happen. Because instead, Shibata turned it in to the most devastating move in all the sports entertainment. And I was like, I tell you, don't tell me this isn't the most devastating move in all of sports entertainment. Even the legends know. He had it all down from here because he applied a sleeper, which actually did put Lee to sleep when he hit the PK to get the 1, 2, 3. And just when you thought we were done and it couldn't get any better, Daniel Garcia came out, he looked at Shibata, Shibata looked at him, and of course it means this is going to be our next match. And honestly, do I want to see Garcia versus Shibata? I absolutely do. I mean, I'm not even sure how we did get here, but let's not go back up. Which did indeed bring us to the end of Rampage, and if you are looking for a bunch of matches that not only will offer you something completely different, but also are really damn good, you absolutely need to check it out. And as I always tell you, people go, oh man, I don't care about Rampage. You don't have to care about Rampage, but it doesn't mean it's not 60 minutes of good TV. I thought this one was especially entertaining. Now please do leave a comment below and let me know what you thought about last night's episode of Rampage. Click the video on the screen to watch ups and downs of SmackDown to find out why I'm in a hotel. Not that exciting, but still. Like the video, share the video, subscribe, WhatCulture.com, WhatCulture WWE, and Simon the 316 on that there Twitter and Instagram. And that's it. Like I say, I do have to travel around the world, but ups and downs will never stop. And that's because you've got my back and I've got yours. Have a great day. Goodbye.